Our sponsor guest, and as I mentioned, every episode we do a sponsor, and this one is very special. We've got a couple of ladies here from Imagine Schools. Please welcome Julia Reed and Melinda Heshe. Melinda, Julia, good to have you with Mesa Morning Live. Good to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome, and tell us a little bit about who Imagine Schools are, what you guys do, and what we ought to know about.
So Imagine Schools is a charter organization. We are across the nation, and here in Arizona, we have a handful of schools across the Maricopa County area and also in Coolidge. And my school is in East Mesa, and Julia's is just outside of East Mesa in Apache Junction. And we really focus on academics and also our shared values and character. And so Imagine is all about integrity and justice and fun and working together as a team in order to do the best we can for our students and our families and our community.
Thanks, Melinda. And Julia, what would you like to add to that?
Melinda has been with Imagine a little bit longer than I have, but summed it up perfectly. Imagine's focus really is on the whole child. We want the students to be prepared for college, career. We have campuses pre-K through 12, so the younger students all the way up through graduating from high school. And there's a real emphasis on character, which I think is really unique in today's society, that they still emphasize how important character education is, and not just, some people think about character education as just, your personal decisions, but it's also bigger than that and how it impacts you as a citizen and what civic duties we have. And so I think that's one of the really unique things about Imagine Schools. It's a very individualized learning experience with a major focus, not just on academics, but character.
That's great. And I should have asked you this to begin. Maybe you can tell, Julia, tell us a little bit about your background and how did you arrive at this position, and tell us a little bit how you got here.
Yeah, so I started with Imagine. This will be my 10th year with Imagine. I actually started out here as a social studies teacher, and then there was a position available as an assistant principal, and then the position of principal became open. I had worked closely with the principal for quite some time and, kind of just moved into that role. And it's been a really interesting transition knowing that COVID hit during the midst of that first year, taking over a school. But, I think that's one of the really great things about Imagine as well, is they try to grow their leaders and their teachers and have programs implemented so that those teachers on campus who are eager are able to get some professional development and essentially move up in leadership responsibilities. And
Melinda, how about yourself? What's your background?
Yeah, so I started with Imagine actually in 2005. I had actually taught in the West Valley for a couple of years, came over to Imagine East Mesa, taught for a few years in both elementary and middle school. I served as a math specialist for a few years. And then just like Julia said, I moved up within Imagine. So I was able to do some of those leadership opportunities, got my master's degree, became an assistant principal for about 5 years. And I'm just finishing up my 6th year as the principal of Imagine East Mesa, and finished my doctorate degree a few years ago as well. And Julia and I are both busy parents. We both have 3 kids and married. So staying busy and working hard and enjoying our roles here.
So what do you do in your spare time? I'm kidding.
That is a funny question.
There is no spare time. I know it's a pre-K through 8th grade program. Can you maybe talk a little bit about the programs that are available at both your schools?
Yeah, absolutely. So Imagine East Mesa is pre-K through 8th grade. We are licensed through the state for our pre-K programs. So that is a paid program. And then kindergarten through 8th grade, we are tuition free. Our mission really focuses on academics, character, and leadership. So we kind of talked a little bit about that before. But we are, good sized school. We have about 800 students. And our students really spend their time focusing on academics, but also on character and leadership. And we try to do as much as we can to provide our students with as many opportunities as they can possibly have. We are a Title I school. We are, and we do what we can to give students opportunities. So for example, we take our 8th graders to Washington, D.C. every year. As a Title I school, that is incredibly challenging. So we teach our students to write letters asking for sponsors. We really teach our families about the tax credit opportunities that you have in the state of Arizona to support students. And we ensure that money is not an issue for any student that wants to participate in any of our after-school activities or any of our field trips. And we truly believe that every student has the opportunity to learn and grow, not just in the classroom, but outside of the classroom. And so we do our best to ensure that we give the students the opportunities to do that.
That sounds good. And Julia, how about an Imagine Prep Superstition? What kind of programs do you offer there?
So we are a 6th through 12th grade campus, and a lot of students, when they complete 8th grade at Imagine East Mesa, transition over to our campus for high school. And so we kind of take the older kids, and where Imagine East Mesa left off, we pick right up. And some of the things, as I kind of thought back and thought, what's unique about Imagine Prep Superstition? I think the first thing that came to my mind was the culture of our school. We're a small campus. We have about 525 students across those grade levels. And so we really know the students. The seniors get a lot of individualized attention in what they're planning for college, for career. We partner with EVIT, the East Valley Institute of Technology, as well as Central Arizona College, because we are just over that Pinal County line. So we partner with Central Arizona College to really get students opportunities to earn dual credit while they're in high school, whether that's through EVIT or Central Arizona College, so that they're really set up for success. We always tell our students, we don't know what door you're going to walk through, but our job is to have you have multiple doors to be able to walk through. And what you decide to do is up to you, but we want to make sure that there are doors for you to walk through.
That is awesome. Okay, now, don't be modest, don't be shy. Let's brag a little bit about some of the awards that you guys have won, your schools have won. Whoever wants to start, tell us a little bit about what you can brag about.
Sure, I'll go first, Melinda, if you don't mind. So our school has been nationally ranked through the U.S. News and World Report since 2014. So that to us has been very rewarding to know that nationally we're recognized for the efforts that we're doing here. In the state of Arizona, we have most recently been ranked as a B with their letter grade model. And, really just when you look around and compare how we're doing compared to some of the local schools, we are definitely exceeding expectations and really giving students something unique here.
That's great. And Melinda?
Yeah, so Imagine East Mesa is not only a national school of character through character.org. Imagine Schools is also a district school of character. So we got that through character.org. So any public or charter school can apply for that, which is amazing. We are actually up for renewal this year. So we'll be going through that process. Also through Imagine Schools, we have been named as the National Imagine School of the Year a few years ago, and we're very proud of that. So we look forward to applying again this year to be a national school character. And we would love in the next year or so to apply for A+ through the Arizona Educational Foundation. And we are just really proud of the hard work that we are doing here.
That's great. Well, I know the pandemic has disrupted everything. How have you guys transitioned your schools, or changes that have been made? Are things getting back to normal?
Yeah, I think we worked really hard this year to reach out to our families. So we surveyed our families last summer just to see what their needs were and to see what we could do in order to support them. So we were very lucky to have the opportunity to give our teachers and our parents choice this school year. So although there were times that we were completely closed, we had our campus open for those families that need. Like I said, we're a Title I school. And sometimes our parents are those workers that have to be out in the field. And even during the pandemic, we were able to provide a safe space for those students with staff here to help them do their online learning. So not only were we here open for those families in need. But when we were completely open and teachers were back on campus, our parents had the choice to be in person for their student or online. And our teachers also had that option to be in person or online. And we worked really hard to make sure that both our teachers and our families felt that they could still have their needs met while being a part of a Imagine school. So I think we did a pretty good job with that as much as we possibly could.
And I think one of the interesting things that all educators were kind of forced to do this year was really look and reevaluate their own practices and really decide what was fundamental to learning. And I think that really helped both teachers and students to be able to really focus on what do I really need to know to be successful at the next grade level or in this content area. And so it really led us all to really refocus and on what's really important.
That's great. Well, if any parents are watching this or have any questions, want to get some more information, how should they do so?
Absolutely. So they can just go to our website, imagineeastmesa.org. And Julia, your website is?
imagineprep.com.
Perfect.
Awesome. Okay, last question for each of you. I'm trying to figure out what your mascots are. Melinda, behind you, I see a beak. Okay, so that is a
Roadrunners.
An angry Roadrunners, where I was going with that. That's awesome. And does it make the beep beep noise like the cartoons? Because that's pretty cool.
I think so.
And then Imagine Prep Superstition, that's some kind of, what is that?
We are the Panthers.
Of course. There you go. Well, thank you both for being here. What a great thing you're doing. You're molding future lives, future Mesa residents, and making a difference in really where it begins. So thanks for taking the time to be here and a continued success. Please come back and see us in the future. Will you do that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We'll
Thank
make
you
sure
so
we
much.
have you in studio, and we can do that with food.
Yeah, that food smells great, even though I can't smell it.
And join the Queso Club. Drop my name.
Perfect.
Okay, thanks guys. Appreciate you
Thank you.
being here.